Hi guys, what's very frustrating about the issue of immigration and asylum is no matter how many times some people have it explained to them, they refuse to accept reality. Right-wing commentator Julia Hartley-Brewer has been ranting and raving about immigration for over a decade now, and she's had numerous guests on to try and explain how things work, but she either ignores what they say for political reasons, or perhaps she's just a bit thick. Here a former Labour official tried to explain to Julia for what seems the 100th time the complexities of the asylum system, but Brewer just doesn't get it.
It seems to me that Mother Nature has more say over who comes to our country on a dinghy across the channel than does Keir Starmer, or if we ever did appoint someone who was a commander for border control. We've still got that issue there. This government is still going to have to face up, whether they like it or not, the fact that the British public do not want to have huge numbers of either illegal migrants or legal migrants competing for them for jobs and housing.
Well, look, I'm not going to give you the Labour Party line on this. I'll tell you what I think, which is that long term, the only way that you deal with the small boats crisis is by giving people safe and legal ways to apply for asylum.
A lot of these people won't get through on a safe legal route, and then they'd still be paying people smugglers.
So those no, I don't think
priority is not going to be given for a bunch of 20-year-old men to turn up in Britain. We're going to be giving it to children and women. It's not going to. These people are not going to be priority.
We'll talk about the young men who come to this country. Why do young men often? Why are they often the first people who come to the country?
Because the families will club together. They send them ahead.
Because if you say, is it going to be Granny and Grandpa who you send to travel thousands of miles across land, possibly be raped and murdered on the way? No. Is it going to be the daughter? Is it going to be the mum and dad who are earning for the family?
They send the youngest, strongest member of the family.
The one and the terrible risks that those young men experience because they are so desperate. Now, some of them have got the legal right to be here, and some of them do not.
They're so desperate to get somewhere where they can make a better life for themselves. But they're already somewhere better because they're already in Europe.
And the reason that they come to the UK, some of them, a very small proportion of them, let's remember, because the vast majority don't come to the UK, the ones who come through Europe, the tiny proportion who do end up coming to the UK, they do so because they can speak English, or because they've got family members here already, or because they've got family members here, so they've got networks here.
Doesn't give them a right to come here.
I didn't say that.
And it doesn't mean they're desperate to the point they pay people smuggler $3,000.
We're talking about why they come here.
But they're not desperate at that point.
You talked about why they come here.
Listen, there are about 2 or 3 billion people on this planet, Richard, who could have a better life here. Give me a number. How many do we take?
It's not how it works.
Yeah. Hey, if we think that people who want to have a better life and they're desperate to be here and they know someone here and they speak some English because they've watched some Hollywood movies and listened to some Beatles.
I'm not saying that we take all of those people.
How many are we going to give a home to?
I didn't say that we take all those people. I said that we treat them respectfully.
I didn't say we shouldn't treat them respectfully, but how many do we take?
That's not the point.
It literally is the point.
No, it's...
My goodness. Like, she keeps having it explained to her how the asylum, like why people claim asylum, why they're crossing the channel, how we could stop this, and she just refuses to accept that. Notice what she said when he mentioned safe routes. Well, not everyone will be able to take advantage of that. Nobody has ever said that it would eliminate crossings. It would reduce dramatically crossings. It would put a lot of these businesses, these people smugglers, out of business overnight. There will still be probably a few crossings, but it'd be dramatically reduced because there will be a safe route. You're against the idea of safe routes. You haven't actually provided an alternative. But this point about numbers, well, we need to set a target. We need to set a limit. Okay, how would that work? Julie Hartley-Brewer, obviously she does, but I have to ask this question. Does she understand that the UK has signed up to UN conventions, international conventions, when it comes to asylum seekers and refugees? You can't set a target, because as soon as you set a target, let's say 50,000, what happens to the next person who arrives? Sorry, no, you can't come in because Julie Hartley-Brewer's target has been reached. Our quota has been reached. Then what happens? Do you not understand that the UK is part of conventions that it has to respect? You can't set arbitrary targets or quotas. That's regarding asylum seekers. Now, when it comes to immigration, we know that Britain needs immigration. This is a Brexiteer. She's a Brexiteer. She was very happy with Europeans being sent home because of Brexit. Now there's a shortage of workers. How is that to be resolved? If you're going to say, well, let's just train up our own, well, then you're going to have to spend more money, and that's going to take time. Are you going to be happy with that? Are you going to support higher taxes in order to train up more doctors, nurses, whatever? No, you're not. We've covered this ground before. These people just want to complain. They're not interested in solutions. And worse, when somebody provides a solution, they're against that. They're pointless individuals, honestly. What does she add to the conversation? She's not interested in actually finding proper solutions to problems. She's happy to talk about problems, but she will not actually provide a solution. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.